Good morning. Welcome with another banker. Today is Channel 7 for news. I'm Makai Duty. Today is Tuesday, March 12th.
And I'm Apollo Sinkedo. Makai, did you see the weather forecast for the rest of the week?
Hold on, let me check. Woo, dang, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, it is. Today is going to be 68 all the way through 70 for the whole week. Makai, how often are you on your cell phone during class?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Apollo. I'll be on my cell phone 24/7. I need to stop.
Well, Mrs. Luffy wants us to remind everyone that cell phones and other devices should not be out during instructional time in classrooms. Reporter Janai Statham spoke with a few Sash's teachers about this issue, and here's that story.
Thanks, Apollo. I'm here in the wing with 9th grade teacher, Mr. Marshall. Thanks for joining Channel 74 today. Mr. Marshall, what's the cell phone policy in your classroom?
Yeah, I have a straightforward policy when I'm teaching or anytime, even if my student teacher's in front of the class, that phones are away and off their desks during instructional time.
Okay. How do you feel when you're teaching and you see students on their devices?
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be a frustrating feeling. I try not to take it personally. I get it, like post-pandemic, teenagers especially are, pretty into their phones. But one of the biggest issues is we know test scores are kind of going down, and online bullying is definitely not getting better. So there's not a big reason for us to really support having your phones out during instructional time.
In general, why is it important for students not to be distracted?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the content that I'm giving them is important to them, and also it's going to show up on a test or an exam, something like that. And it's always a little frustrating that you give like really clear instructions and things, and then kids that are on their phones come up to you and ask like those same questions that you just clarified in your class.
Thanks for your time today, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you.
I'm here in room 30 with Mrs. Stewart. Thanks for joining Channel 74 today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Mrs. Stewart, what is the cell phone policy in your classroom?
Well, actually, I have a sign up here before you come into the room that I have a no cell phone policy during class.
Nice. How do you feel when you're teaching and you see students on their devices?
Well, I kind of feel like disrespected, that they don't have respect for what I'm trying to teach them.
In general, why is it important for students not to be distracted?
Well, you always need to be aware of your surroundings. You always need to know what's going on around you. And also you need to be paying attention so you know what's going on in the class and what you're supposed to be learning.
Thanks for your time today, Mrs. Stewart. And now back to Makai and Apollo.
Thanks, Janai, for that report. Also, we asked a few of the teachers to fill in the statement. When students are on their phone or on their device while I'm teaching, I feel. And here's a response. Mrs. Coons said disrespected. Mrs. Cufflin said frustrated. And Mr. Peters said defeated. And just a reminder that when teachers are teaching, cell phones and other devices should be off and out of sight. Failure to follow this simple rule will result in a phone call home and other disciplinary action. It's real simple, folks. Just stay off your phones while you're in class.
Also, just a reminder to all students and staff. Students should be transitioning to their next class at the bell. Students should not leave the classroom until the bell rings. Also, if you're a student practicing Ramadan and not interested in going to the cafeteria during lunch, please see the office for an alternative.
Happy Ramadan, by the way. Are you interested in a career such as nursing, dentistry, physical therapy like me, or medical assisting? If you are, then the Health and Wellness field trip on March 21st is for you. This is an all-day field trip to learn about these careers. If interested, please see Mrs. Akers ASAP.
And finally today, be on the lookout tomorrow for visitors asking questions about PBI's program. They may ask questions like, what does CHAMP stand for? What behaviors earn you CHAMP checks? And what can CHAMP checks be used for?
Be sure to tune in on Thursday and check out our future story on a band trip to Florida and the Bahamas. Bahamas. Thanks for watching, and as always,
Stay classy, shit.
Good job.
Stay classy, shipping first.